Welcome to Cupcakes Comic Reviews, where we not only show you the new comic books that hit shelves this week, but also the internal artwork. And we say no to FOMO here at Cupcakes. We did buy the FOMO book of the week, but then we paid cover price for it. So, as I said in my last video, do not overpay for these books. Totally not worth it. You'll always have a second printing, can always grab a copy. So, say no to FOMO and let's check out the video. Alright guys, as always we start with DC Comics. So from DC Comics, this is Absolute Batman issue number 18 by Scott Snyder and Eric Kanate, who's the guest artist. So this is continuing the second arc of this Seventh Kingdom storyline, which is basically Batman versus Poison Ivy. So he's fighting Poison Ivy. They give you like a background of Poison Ivy, that her mother was sick and not well, and that's the reason why she's like trying to find a cure. But she goes about it like in the worst way possible, and now Batman has to stop her, right? So it's got like bombastic action, and Eric Kanate's art is also sublime. It's not as good as Nick Dragota, but then it's pretty readable and it's pretty awesome. And you see some of these people here. Who are they? Why are they here? We don't know. But if some of you who've read like the previous Scott Snyder run of Batman, you probably know who they are, right? So anyway, this is a continuing issue. So, you got some Harley Quinn there. You got some Gordon action here. And yeah, it's all around. This has been an amazing title to read. And this is just the latest issue. And I'm uber curious to check this out. But that's Absolute Batman issue number 18 for you. Next, we have a DC Vertigo title, and issue 2. This is Bleeding Hearts by Dennis Camp and Stepan Morayan, who's the artist on this. So this one is, so you've got a world where, you've got zombies and they have taken over the planet, but they're sentient zombies. So they talk to each other, they can communicate with each other, and they have their own community, and humanity is like a dying breed here, right? So what happens is our main guy, this is our main zombie, and so apparently something changes in him and his heart starts beating. And because of that, he has like all these feelings and emotions and everything. And now he doesn't want to eat humans because he feels guilty and whatnot. And then he enters this household with a buddy of his, and he finds this woman and her daughter in there, right? That's how the first issue ends. And then what does he do with them and all? And how does it play out? And that's what the issue is about. But this is basically the mother and daughter side of things. Like, it is explained like what went down with them, how come they entered into this scenario. And it's been a fun book. I have heard from a lot of people that issue 2 is better than issue 1, but issue 3 is where you actually, the story kind of like sinks you in, and that's where it gets like really exciting and all. I'm curious to check this out. I will give an issue 3 a shot. Issue 1 was good but not great. I'm hoping issue 2 is better than issue 1, and then I'm curious to see issue 3. Usually with these books I give them like 6 issues till I give them like a chance, till I make my whole decision of whether to continue with them or not. This is DC Vertigo, but they're on the right track. It is exciting, it is amazing. Story of a zombie, and that's Bleeding Hearts for you. Okay, those are the DC books. We have one Marvel book, so that is Jessica Jones Alias Red Band Edition. They say it's explicit content and reader discretion advised, but usually for these things, I don't know, man. They just show like a pint of blood and then they call it like explicit. It's not, it's not like explicit, like they show graphic nudity or anything like that. But I'm gonna like unbox it and see. I don't know what Marvel is thinking of this, but the Red Band Edition. So you get like a live unboxing of this. Okay, this is not the A cover. I guess this is the B cover. So Luciano Vecchio cover. So this is again. So Alias was originally created in the Marvel Max imprint, which is a fantastic imprint. If you haven't read comics from them, that's probably the best things that to come out of Marvel. And that was done by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos, who was the artist on this. This one is done by Sam Humphries, as far as I know. I don't know who the artist on it is, but what I've been told is that this is very reminiscent of the Jessica Jones original series. And it's all about like, her now being married to Luke Cage, who's the mayor of New York, and she has given up on her detective agency but apparently somebody is murdered in her neighborhood, as you can see, and then she is pulled right back in. So I like a good Jessica Jones story. I like the character in general, and good hardcore Jessica Jones stuff, hard-boiled investigator. Yeah, what's not to like, man? But yeah, and that's the only pick from Marvel from my this weekend, because yeah, I didn't like anything else from Marvel. So, but yeah, I'm curious to check this out. This is a new issue one. Hopefully Sam Humphries nails the landing. And yeah, the cover is also very cool. I wanted to get the David Mack cover, but they were all sold out, so I just picked up this instead, and this is cool too. Okay, then we have, before we jump into Image, because we have a lot of Image, we have one Dark Horse book, right? So this is Usagi Yojimbo. Usagi Yojimbo, if you don't know, is a character that is created by Stan Sakai. It's the story of this rabbit who's like a samurai too, and he has had crossovers with TNMT and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and whatnot. But this one is not. It's by Zach Rosenberg and Jared Cullum, and this is a Jim Rugg cover. That's the reason why I picked it up. And this is more like a Miami Vice vibe. So this dude is like the ancestor in 1984 of Usagi Yojimbo. I think he's called Kato. That's what he is. And this is basically a tale of an anthropomorphic rabbit character in the 1980s. So, and it's got those Miami Vice kind of vibes. And so yeah, so I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I'll be honest that I haven't read a lot of like Usagi Yojimbo. So yeah, so maybe this will hook me in, and then probably I will check out some of the Stan Sakai stuff too at some point. But yeah, this has got that the vintage 80s feeling to it, and this Jimra cover was sublime, and that's the reason why I got it. Usagi Yojimbo, issue number 1 by Dark Horse Comics. Kato 84. Okay, now let's jump on to the publisher who has the maximum number of books, at least for me. So this is the FOMO book of the week, Tigress Island. This one is by Patrick Kindlon, and the artist's name is EPHK. That's how you pronounce it. I'm not just saying it, but I asked him, and this is what he told me. So apparently Patrick Kindlon is like, I've reviewed stuff from him. He did Frontiersman, he did Gehenna Naked Aggression, for which there is a review on the Cupcakes Instagram channel, so please be sure to check that out. And EPHK, this cat I'm not super familiar with him, but I did some digging. Like, this guy grew up all over the world. So he grew up in Canada. He was born in moved to France a little bit. Then he moved to Hong Kong, and then he was in Berlin for a bit during COVID, and now he lives in south of France, and he has done his artwork is really amazing. It's got a definitive style to it. But why did I buy this Tigress Island? Because I saw this cover. This is the A cover, right? There are other variants too, but this reminded me of Diane Thorne movie Ilsa. So Diane Thorne, if you don't know, is one of these actresses from the 80s exploitation movies. Ilsa is a very naughty movie. It's got extreme violence, it's got brutal gore and everything. There are 4 or 5 Ilsa movies. So Ilsa, the she-devil of the SS, and I think you can find them on Amazon Prime or something. But this reminded me of the Ilsa character, and she is one of those wardens, the prison wardens, and she treats her inmates extremely poorly. So she uses them for sexual favors, and she's really torturing them, doing Nazi related level experiments of them. So this kind of reminded me of that, and I think Patrick Kindlon also has posted on his Instagram a couple of times to promote these books. So it's more of that 70s era and 80s era of exploitation movies starring Diane Thorne and Sybil Danning. So Caged Heat and all, if you're familiar with those kind of things. But again, it's not as graphic and it's not as bad as those movies. I still like those movies. So if you are a fan, if you want to check them out, please do. But basically what this is about is, so you got these bunch of actresses and models, and apparently they are transported to this island where this lady is the warden, and apparently they're being paid a lot of money, and they're all naive. I mean, they're all they're all these Instagram chicks and stuff, so they've got and they have to apparently, so this warden lady is basically she's imprisoned them, and then they have to kind of sort of break out from this island, and that's what the whole book is about, and they have to work together. So yeah, there she is, the Ilsa type character, Diane Thorne personified in comic book form. So what's not to like, man? So yeah, that's why I wanted to buy this. But again, it was on my pre-orders. I didn't buy it because of FOMO or anything, but I just like the concept. And as I said, I love those Sybil Danning movies and Diane Thorne movies, and that's the reason why I got it. But that's Tigress Island issue number 1. I hope you got it. If you haven't got it, there'll be a second printing. So yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, then we've got Seasons issue 9 by Rick Remender and Paul Azaceta. This is so they're doing these Invincible month variants, which means that all the Image comics are getting like Invincible variants. So you will have Invincible characters featured on along with the regular characters from the book. So what is the Seasons about? The Seasons is about like so you've got these 4 sisters: autumn, summer, spring, and winter, and their Seasons is their surname. And what happens is that there is a circus that comes to this town, and whatever town they visit, then that town gets wiped away mysteriously, magically. So you have your main character, that is Spring Seasons, and she is now she knows that this circus is coming to her town, and she has to deal with it. So that's the premise. This is issue number 9. I haven't I read issue 8, but it was a long time ago, so I probably need a refresher to see what's going on. But basically it's about her confronting the mysterious and the strange circus, and their parents also vanish mysteriously in that circus. But again, I bought this for the gorgeous Rick Remender stuff. I'm digging this story, and I'm loving the Paul Azaceta art. Like look at this. Winter is going on, and look at this amazing panel, right? So so Paul Azaceta is like killing it on this. And what he mentioned is that he's taking influences from a lot of comic books, including Tintin, also like a lot of like young adult fantasy books. So yeah, so I am digging it. I'm loving it so far. It's been very different than the other Rick Remender books, but it's pretty enjoyable, I would say. And that's Seasons issue 9 for you guys. All right, we've got another Invincible variant because it's the season of Invincible. So you've got Battle Beast, you've got Alan the Alien, and you've got Dork, and you've got the Viltrumite and Angstrom Levy, I think that's his name. So yeah, so you've got so this is Dork issue 2. In Dork issue 1, we met Dork. He's part of this he's part dwarf and part orc. That's why he's called Dork. He lives in this light side of things and dark side of things world and he lives in the middle in this car, and apparently everybody wants to hunt him down, and and he has a shield which is basically an eyeball that talks, and he's got the ghost of this chicken which is helping him, right? So yeah, it's just a fun fantasy book, sword and sorcery. And this is by Brett Bean, who basically was also on Scotty Young in the I Hate Fairyland books. So this is a fun book, again, the first issue sold gangbusters. This is issue 2, and let's see if it's better than issue 1. I hope it is. And yeah, continuing with the adventures of Dork. And that's Dork issue number 2 for you guys. Okay, the last book we have is Transformers issue 30. That's a DNA Daniel Nakayama cover. So this is Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora on the art. I think they're saying that this is the last Dan Mora Transformers book, because he was only commissioned for like 5 issues, which is sad. I'm sad to see him go. I don't know who the next artist is, but this is issue 30, where apparently Optimus Prime and Elita 1 have a confrontation. They finally meet. They've been separated for 30 issues, but Elita 1's basic gripe is like, okay, Optimus, all this time I was at Cybertron and I was fighting all these Decepticons and by myself, and where were you? And he's like, I'm at Earth and I have responsibility to the Earthlings also. So she disagrees and they have like a quarrel, and that's what the whole issue is about, right? It's Autobots fighting Autobots, man. I hope there's some Decepticons thrown in too, because who doesn't like good Decepticons, right? But yeah, this is gorgeous Dan Mora art, and Robert Kirkman does what Robert Kirkman does best. You got some human characters too on the side, but essentially, yeah, it's Elita 1 versus Optimus Prime. And that's Transformers issue number 30, Daniel Nakayama for you, which also brings us to the end of this video. So if you've been till the end, then I thank you. Please like and share and subscribe. We're doing a lot of Instagram content daily, so please go and check out the Cupcakes Instagram channel as well. But for now, guys, thank you for watching and thank you for being with us. I'll see you next time and keep reading comics.